Hi there, this is David, and today we're going to be talking about some Square Enix stuff. Apparently, a new report came out that we will not be seeing a mainline Kingdom Hearts, a mainline Final Fantasy, or a mainline Dragon Quest game until at least 2028, and I do want to tell you all about that today, and I definitely think that's worth the sub, as I do try my hardest to hit 100,000 subscribers. With the help of liking a sub, I just know that I can get there, so thank you so much for that. So right now, this is still a leak or a rumor. It's really mostly a rumor, but it is from somebody who has some verification behind him, who does have some pedigree behind him. It is from APZ Zone Runner, who is the features editor at VG247.com and a verified account. So he says, I'm just going to read exactly what he said, then we'll go through it bit by bit. I'd said that they're not getting anything major release-wise this year. Mostly remasters and ports and stuff. But this is gonna be the way. A series of quiet years until this reset is done. They canceled some pretty major stuff, to be honest. I know about some unannounced ones that died as part of this that would shock a lot of people, but this is what doing a reset is all about. Making some brutal decisions to get back on track. They've got games to release this fiscal year, obviously, but they're just smaller scale. Final Fantasy IX, I would have said I wouldn't expect for a while longer yet. Final Fantasy Tactics, however, likely falls into the smaller scale ports and remasters sort of category that they are clearing their way through at the moment, kind of like Dragon Quest 1 through 3. So he's basically saying that we did hear that Square Enix is doing this kind of reboot, this 3-year plan, and they're going on through and they're just kind of like doing these quiet things. I was saying there's not much on the docket right now. Pretty much there's the Bravely Default remaster, and then there's the remake of Dragon Quest 1 and 2, and that's all we really have going on. Yeah, there is Final Fantasy VII Part 3. We know that there's also Dragon Quest 12 out there, and more than likely they're already working on Final Fantasy 17 because they have to. That's their cash cow. We also got some screenshots from Kingdom Hearts 4 as well, and then they canceled the Kingdom Hearts mobile game. So we know that there is a lot of different stuff, a lot of moving parts going on at Square Enix right now, but he's basically saying don't expect much until 2028. Don't expect Dragon Quest 12. Don't expect Final Fantasy 17, and don't expect Kingdom Hearts until then. So yeah, they're just going to be focusing on smaller projects, like all sorts of remasters and ports. But he also said that they scrapped major projects in this company restructure, and you have to wonder what major projects they scrapped. We know about the Kingdom Hearts scrap, but what else could possibly be scrapped? We don't know. It is kind of crazy out there. I've got to say, I'm wondering if they're just going to be focusing on remasters and remakes. Are we going to be seeing the Zenithal trilogy? What more are we going to be seeing from the Dragon Quest series? We know that we are getting the Bravely Default remaster, so that is still there. Are we maybe going to be getting a Bravely Default 3? Are we going to be seeing something else along those lines? We also know that we got a shadow drop of Saga Frontier 2. That came out of nowhere. Well, actually, it didn't really come out of nowhere. The director of Saga told us about it and then teased us about it for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, boom, there it was. So it did kind of come out of nowhere, but are we going to be seeing more Saga? Are we going to be seeing maybe like another Romancing Saga 3 remake, like we got the Romancing Saga 2 remake? That sold really well, so maybe we'll see that. We also know that Star Ocean is doing really well. We had Star Ocean 6, The Divine Force, which sold okay. Then we had the Star Ocean 2 remake, which did really well. So well, in fact, that they put out a brand, free update. And so maybe they're going to go back and they're going to do maybe like a Star Ocean remake, like Star Ocean 1, maybe Star Ocean 3 remake. A lot of people love Star Ocean 3. I personally think it's one of the better ones in this series. Besides the one little hiccup at the end. We'll just say that. There's one little thing that kind of bothers me about it, but as far as a gameplay perspective, it's a good game. So you have to wonder, what are they going to be doing? Maybe they'll go through and they'll actually do the real HD 2D remakes of Final Fantasy 1 through 6. You know, they're doing it for Dragon Quest, and Dragon Quest 3 sold fantastically. Why don't they do it for the Final Fantasy series? We've got the Pixel remasters, so those sold really well. And then they might be like, okay, we can milk these again. We can do that again. Let's start with Final Fantasy 1 through 3 and then work our way through the SNES games after that. We don't know, but I do want to ask you, what do you think about this news? Do you think it's true? Well, let's start there. Do you think it's true? I kind of do. Because we really haven't heard hide nor hair of anything going on with them. And also, what do you think that they're going to be focusing on? What projects do you think we're going to be getting? And what projects do you think maybe got the axe? I did hear about a rumored Parasite Eve remake that we haven't heard anything about, so maybe that got the axe. We don't know. But let me know in the comments, and as always, have a good day.